what happened was we heard that Netflix and the producers of the original film were looking for ideas to set up parallel stories set up in different parts of the world. They didn't have an idea in mind of what those stories should be, but they were open to filmmakers to come to them with their takes. And we were thinking about it, and we fell in love with an idea to set it up in Barcelona, and we approached them with that idea, and they seemed to like it, or else I guess we wouldn't be here, right?
They really gave us a lot of freedom, you know, as long as the movie respected sort of like the rules of the original Bird Box, and it made sense that it took place in the same universe. You know, we could just do whatever we wanted, you know, in terms of like the story. We were not beholden to the events of the first movie. We had freedom to come up with a completely original, brand new story with brand new characters, which for us was very, very exciting. You know, also when you're dealing with like a parallel story like this, an expansion like this, you have the feeling that you have more freedom than with like a sequel. The fact that you don't have Sandra Bullock as your main character also gives you more freedom to go a little crazier, you know, a little wilder with your story, and do things that maybe like the official Bird Box sequel would not be allowed to do. You know, we're like the quirky European offshoot that can go wilder, you know, and try different things.
To meet these creatures that are unknowable can mean different things to different people. We like this idea that when people face something that it's incomprehensible, that it's impossible to grasp and impossible to process with a simple human brain, they fall back into their cultural background, their religious background, however they were brought up, whatever are their pre-existing beliefs, right? And that's how they make sense of something that it's impossible to make sense of. And in this case, we thought that gelled very well with the idea of a mystical experience, you know, like faced with the unknowable, you know, it's like facing the face of God in a way.
Yeah, I mean, without going into spoilers, I don't really want to, you know, spoil any twist that the movie may have. I think that Netflix has been really great at keeping the teasers and the trailers for the movie spoiler-free, which has been fantastic. So I don't want to, you know, spoil anything, but yeah, I mean, the movie, well, like I was saying, explores exactly that, you know, like you project your beliefs into something that you can't understand, and that's your way of trying to make sense of it, you know, and if you believe in the rapture, that's how you're gonna, you know, perceive that, you know. It's the same way than when, you know, the Spanish conquistadors arrived in Central America, you know, the natives there, they tried to process what they were seeing through the lens of their, you know, existing beliefs. You know, who are these people arriving here? You know, does this gel with our existing beliefs? Is Hernan Cortés Quetzalcoatl or not? You know, so the same way that they tried to understand the Spaniards through the lens of their Aztec mythology, like, you know, maybe like people in Spain would try to understand these creatures through their Catholic beliefs, you know.
I think that they're a subjective experience, and that's what I think makes the story so appealing. You know, this idea that it's this ever-changing thing that it takes shape based on who you are and how you see the world, and so it can mean and it can be many things depending on who you are, and that's the most probably terrifying of all. You know, how tailor-made that.
Yeah. Well, I'm surprised that more people don't do it, you know, because directing is it's pretty hard. It's not easy. So, having somebody that you trust and that like in this case, like a sibling, somebody that that has your back, that you can turn to and be like, is this right? Is this wrong? Am I crazy? And reassure you or challenge you, and know that person has your best interest at heart. I think that's great, and otherwise this job also can be very lonely. I think it can be very lonely. I don't know, because I work with him, so for me it is not lonely at all. It's always like a collaboration. But I think the key, though, is to prepare, to make sure that before we show up on set, Àlex and I have done our homework. We've talked about each scene. We know how we're going to shoot it. We know what each scene is about. So when we show up, it's not like two different directors showing up and each one trying to pull the scene or the movie in a different direction, but that we're all pulling in the same direction. And if we're consistent and if we give the crew instructions that are consistent, then everything goes great. If we start telling people different things and I say black and he says white, that would be a recipe for disaster for sure.
We have no idea. Netflix hasn't called yet. I will let you know.
So you're still waiting on that call, I could imagine.
Well, we just finished this one, so we've lived in the world of Bird Box for the last couple of years. I think we probably need a break. So if you ask us in 6 months, maybe I'd say yeah, sure, why not? But right now, I think I need a break from the blindfolds. Yes.